Hi there, welcome back. Let's look at 3 live FA Cup ties taking place on Saturday, starting at 12:30 at London Road. Peterborough versus Leicester, a kind of East Midlands derby, I suppose. Peterborough's sort of on the borders of East Anglia, but I think they'll turn this one into a derby. It's on BT Sport 2 and Paddy Power Bet. 4-7 the Foxes, 9-2 the Posh, 3-1 the draw. Dan Charles, you're going to go first.
Right, I mean, I think the Premier League team again here, Leicester, will probably win the game, but opposite to the Yeovil Man United, I think there'll be goals in this one. I mean, Peterborough have got a reputation for over a few years now of scoring a lot of goals, conceding a lot of goals. It hasn't changed really. They're the 4th highest scorers in League One. They've got the 2nd worst defence among the top 9. They're just on the fringes of the playoffs at the moment. So. Their better players are going forward. Marcus Maddison is the top of the assists in League One. He's got 13 assists, which is 3 more than any other player in that league. They've also got the top scorer in the league, Jack Marriott. So their weaponry is up front. They're not so great defensively. So Leicester's point of view, as I mentioned earlier, I think they'll pick stronger and stronger teams as this competition goes on. Got such a threat with the likes of Vardy, Mahrez going forward. I think they'll have too much for that weak Peterborough defence. They'll win the game. But from a value perspective, Leicester to win, both teams to score at 2-1 looks a bet to me.
Well played, Dan. Mark?
I was looking at Mahrez to score the first goal. Got the same sort of issues really with Peterborough. Defensively, they struggle in League One. So, I mean, up against a Premier League team, Mahrez 3-6 or 6-13. I've been really impressed with the way he has knuckled down, really. You know, he obviously wants to leave, but nobody wants to pay the money that Leicester want for him. But the interesting thing, I think, as well, is that, of course, against Fleetwood, I was very surprised when Puel didn't name a strong team in that game. Now, I'm just slightly nervous about whether he's going to do the same again, so I don't want to be backing Leicester at the short price. I mean, if you back Mahrez, obviously if he doesn't play, you get your money back. So that was sort of a defensive play, if you like. That.
What if it's 0-0 and he comes on with 10 minutes to go?
Well, I mean, obviously then you're in a bad, you're in a worse spot. But I don't really see him only getting.
If they don't start.
No, well, I mean, I think as well though that I'd be surprised if that happened. I mean, more often than not, you know, if. I'd be surprised if that game was 0-0 with 10 minutes to go.
Okay, fair enough.
In the way that they play. So
Riyad Mahrez at 11-2.
Yeah, I thought.
FGS.
I mean, it's him or Vardy, isn't it, for Leicester? And I just thought Mahrez at the price.
Righty ho, your boys are in action next, lads. Both Spurs fans, and they are at Newport County again. BT Sport 2, 5:30 kickoff. Obviously Tottenham, a very short price, and they are 1-7. 17-1 Newport County, 13-2 the draw. It's a PBS and no mistake, isn't it? Just how big is that potential banana skin, Mark?
Well, the pitch is, I mean, I think we mentioned earlier, Newport's pitch isn't great. It's actually better than it has been, but they do play rugby on it, so that's not going to be to the liking of Tottenham. They fully deserve to beat Leeds, even though it wasn't Leeds' strongest team in that last round, and they're going well in League Two. Whether that equates to much against playing, you know, a team that's in the Champions League last 16, I'm not so sure. But obviously, very difficult to pick out value bets when the favourites are so short. We've mentioned him earlier. I thought Dele Alli for the opening goal, and it's because of the reasons that I mentioned of how high up the pitch he's playing. If you sort of did like the stat zone look at his heat map or whatever, I mean, it's virtually 4-4-2 at times with how high he plays up alongside Harry Kane. I mean, Kane shorter than 2-1 in the first goal scorer market. I thought that it was an opportunity for Dele to find a bit of form.
And make me look at it. That's always
one. But the thing is, we're sort of going strong on the fact, you know, we're not saying he's going to be rubbish forever. We're just saying he's had a bad first half of the season. I mean, he couldn't deny that. I mean, you know, I think his England spot's got to be debated at the moment within that starting 11. I mean, Raheem Sterling in a sort of similar-ish position is doing a much better job.
Form is temporary, class is permanent. I'm sure they'll be saying there. That was what they'll be saying as Ali bangs in his 4th goal. Dan, have you got an opening for profit in this one?
Yeah, I think I'm on similar lines to the Yeovil Man United game, really. Again, the pitch, as Mark's mentioned, has improved there. But I watched a I watched the Leeds, quite a bit of the Leeds game actually, and it's still not fantastic condition. I don't think Spurs will enjoy playing on it. You've got to try and work out what sort of team Spurs are going to play as well. Against Wimbledon, that was after a very, very busy spell. They went reasonably strong. Kane started.
They can't pick a bad team though.
Ali and Son came on. So, but
it's just when Kane starts, you immediately think it's a much better team.
Do you know what, with Spurs, they can't pick a bad team, but there's 4 players there, the attacking players, that are really important. And you saw at Southampton when Eriksen doesn't play, you know, how much the function of the attack doesn't work quite as well. So, and it was funny enough against Wimbledon, it's only after Ali and Son come on, I think it was 0-0 at the time, and then Spurs pushed on, won the game comfortably. So you have to look at that. That's kind of the worrying back in Spurs to win by a lot of goals. The Newport side of things, they've got a couple of midfield players. The captain, Josh Labadie, who's widely known there as their best player, midfield player, and Matt Dolan, another central midfield player. The two of them are injured for the last 2 games, so be interesting if they recover. Well, yeah. I actually opposed Newport because of that when they played Morecambe in the week. They drew 1-1. So whether they come back or not is worth looking at for doing your bets. But I just got the feeling here, all things being even, that it'll be Spurs will win. But again, a low-scoring game on a dodgy pitch. Spurs to win an under 3.5 goals, 13-10 looks a bet to me.
Okay, they played for or managed both clubs.
Oh, you obviously
Edinburgh.
Just in
Edinburgh, yeah. Was there not another one? I thought it was someone else. Maybe it was one of his mates helping him out. But that was the one I had in mind. There you go. 7:45, Liverpool versus West Bromwich Albion. Again on BT Sport 2. So we've got a nice Saturday night cup tie. And again, we've got a short price favourite. Liverpool 1-4 with Paddy Power. The Throssels are 9-1 and it's 9-2 the draw. Can there be a shock here? Mark Langdon.
I'm not sure that there'll be a shock. I think West Brom can play their part, though. This is the game I'm looking forward to most of them, because I'm interested to see West Brom playing a lot more positive attitude under Alan Pardew. 32 shots on target in their last 7 matches. I mean, they probably didn't have 32 in a season under Pulis, the way that he was setting them up, and he got into such a negative mindset by the end that he'd kind of forgotten that his Stoke team, although they were defensively solid and well organised, when he was at his best with Stoke, they still had quite a threat going forward, but he lost his way a bit like Paul Clement did at Swansea. I was looking at both teams to score. I mean, West Brom have scored in 7 of their last 8 matches. They've had all of them shots on target, and they've got the Premier League game on Wednesday coming up. Is against Man City away. I mean, I wouldn't be amazed if they chuck that, because they've got Southampton on the Saturday. So this game, some of the Premier League teams, you'd be worried. West Ham, for instance, have got Wigan on Saturday, then Crystal Palace on Tuesday. So I think Moyes has got to think more about the Palace game, whereas I think Pardew possibly will think that the City game is almost impossible. Southampton next week's the bigger one, and that he can have a bit of a go. And Liverpool, obviously, quality going forward. You've still got that vulnerability to them defensively.
BTTS?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
It's
find
odds
it
against.
out.
I think it's about 11-10.
Okay, let's have a look. Yes, it is 11-10. Jolly good. And I mean, I've obviously got some experience of Pardew following Pulis into a team because when Pulis was Palace's manager, the 3 central midfielders. So it was 4-2-3-1. But he would play what we used to call McJedley, which was Joe Ledley, Jedinak, and Jimmy Mack, who are all pretty much defensive midfielders. And all he did was he switched one of those 3 out and put a more attacking player in the 10, and they just automatically became more forward thinking. And I guess the similar thing has happened with.
I mean, Rondon gets a lot of stick at West Brom for not scoring many goals, but he's completely isolated. We've got players around him now, and he becomes a much more effective. And Pardew's got a good cup record. Took you to Palace to a cup final. Also took West Ham to a cup final as well. So he's somebody that can do it with, in inverted commas, sort of smaller clubs.
And scored the greatest goal in Crystal Palace's history in the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool. Dan Childs, what's the bet in Liverpool versus West Brom?
I'm a bit more sweet on a comfortable Liverpool win here. I just think I'm not as certain that West Brom will go strong lineup for this game. The City game's a really, really tough one, but City do play at Cardiff on the Sunday. They've also played at Bristol City this week, so their kind of schedule, although they're a very good team, very good squad, might just be start to catch up with them a bit. So then, I mean, it's going to be highly unlikely West Brom will get a result there, but maybe they'll think they can nick something. But I think they might rest quite a few here. I think Liverpool, after the Swansea result, are less likely to rest players. I think after losing that game at 1-0 in the manner that they did, they're going to really need a good performance and a good result to get back on track. The game at Anfield not that long ago was 0-0. West Brom didn't create a lot in that game, so I'm going to go Liverpool to win 2-0 at 6-1.
Okay, what did you make of that Swansea performance, though, Dan?
Yeah, I think Swansea. I mean, it was defensive, but they did what they had to do to win the game. I saw them very soon after Carvalhal went in, when they won 2-1 at Watford. Though they got the 2 late goals. Throughout the game, they played very well. A lot more attacking in that game, so they can play different ways. The motivation of the team was a thing that struck me against Watford. They were highly motivated. Looked like they were playing with belief, even when they were 1-0 down. And I've said for a while ago that I didn't think they were dead and buried in the league. I think they got a chance of staying up.
You're absolutely right.
Carvalhal loves these analogies and metaphors and stuff like that. The Formula 1 one was fantastic, wasn't it?
I didn't hear that.
He said, like a Formula 1 car is very fast, but if you drive in traffic at 4 p.m. in London, it slows down, and that's what we need to do to Liverpool to slow them down. And, after he lost the Sheffield derby with Sheffield Wednesday, he pulled I think it was a £20 note or a £10 note out of his pocket, screwed it up as much as he could, and then said, like, what's the value of this? And I said, well, it's £10. He said, well, it's the same whether it's been bashed up or it hasn't. He was, just pointing to the fact that Sheffield Wednesday was still the same team, even though they'd taken a bit of a hiding. So, I mean, he's quite an interesting. He's an interesting character. He's good press conferences.
Excellent, jolly good. Right, let's get the naps.
This will not be beaten.
Right, lads, there's only 3 of us. We've got to get a winning treble this week, right? Okay. Mark Langland.
Nottingham Forest drawn no bet at Hull in the FA Cup 4th round. Hull have only won 1 of their last 15 matches in all competitions. Forest are outsiders at the KCOM, just narrowly. They have been backed, but they fully deserved their 2-0 win at Wolves last week. They beat Arsenal in the previous round, the game with a really enterprising performance. And I mean, I just look at the fact both teams have changed their manager pretty recently, haven't they? Hull went for Nigel Adkins and Forest went for Aitor Karanka. I think that shows the ambition of where sort of one team knows they are and where one team wants to be. I like Forest in this one.
Forest are 5-4 on the draw. I bet, Dan.
Yeah, I would go. I'm going down to League One. Charlton are going to Blackpool. Charlton 6 in the league, won the last 3 games at the moment. So although they have a bit of ownership uncertainty there at the moment, still not. Roland Duchâtelet is still in charge at the moment there, which the fans don't like. But they are doing well on the pitch. Won 3 in a row. Blackpool have won 1 in 14. They're only a couple of points now above the relegation zone. Have not won at home since October. So I think Charlton are a similar price to win the game to Blackpool, which looks a really good bet.
Charlton got Kai now. I think they have.
They're definitely pushing for him.
They've signed Michel Zyro, Polish striker on loan from Wolves, who a lot of Wolves fans said before he got injured was looking at a decent player as well.
Interesting. I'm going to go with Fulham. They are at Barnsley. I like the way Fulham are playing now. They're really banging the goals in. I thought 10-11 Fulham was decent. Okay, competition time. Every week we give listeners and viewers the chance to win a free £25 or €25 bet, courtesy of our sponsors, Paddy Power. All you have to do is answer the upcoming question correctly and tweet your answer with the hashtag Postcast. The winner will have the free bet credited to their Paddy Power account. And last week, well done to Jamie from Hampshire. He got the question right, used the hashtag Postcast, so good luck with your free bet, Jamie. If you want to join Jamie in winning a free bet, just tweet the answer to this question with the hashtag Postcast, and we will announce the winner next week. The question is, who scored Arsenal's winner in their 2-1 win over Chelsea on Wednesday night?